Am I live? Can you guys see me? Yes, I always do this. I think I'm live. Hi. Hi, everyone. I have a special guest for you. Please hold. My cat is here. Albert the cat is making his first on-camera appearance. I don't know how long he'll stay here for. He does not love when I talk loud into the camera. But do you want to say hi, Albert? Want to say hi, Bubby? Your sad eyes? Albert the sweet boy? He's chilling. Here. He will be very distracting. Hi. How's everyone doing? Good to see you. This is the live stream for the post-publish Head Empty Fascism video. It's good to see you all. I'm gonna hang out for a few hours. We'll do the same thing we do every time, which is like, I'll talk a little bit about the video and what it was like to make it. And then if you'll have questions, we'll do questions. I have some dumb stories to tell. I have a La Croix here so that I can drink with you if you're drinking. And we'll hang out for like 2 hours. So, hi. Thanks for being here. I always feel like I'm always very anxious that no one's going to come to a live stream before I do it. So thanks for being here. I hope you liked the video. I really liked making it. I just saw on my Creator Studio just before we logged on that it's my best performing video so far in this time frame, which is great. I'm very happy about it. And I hope you enjoyed it. I have notes, so if I'm looking off screen, it's because I'm trying to keep track of what I wanted to say. First thing is that this video was not meant to be as big and heavy as it was. I had the idea to make it last December when the conference aired, and I thought, surely this will take me like 3 to 4 weeks most. How hard can it be to just watch a conference or react to it? Cut to me so many months later, still working on it and editing it. I've wanted to make some version of the head empty argument for a long time, though I did not always have. I was looking through all my old pitch documents to myself yesterday, like where I would just write down, here's the videos I want to make. And for the past couple of years, I've been having some version of this argument like bouncing around in my head. I just never had a way to talk about it. The original idea was going to be like talking about cringe compilations on YouTube and that kind of like head empty reactionary shit. I was going to call it pseudo-politics, but pseudo-politics is too close to anti-politics. I don't know, it was just all back in my head. But then I saw America Fest. Everyone was talking about it because the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff, for good reason. But I started watching it, and then I saw Matt Gaetz' speech. And when he said that thing about stagecraft is statecraft, I was like, fuck it, it's go time. Let's make this video now. And I'm really glad that I got to make it. I really like this very much, and really happy about it. Some version of this argument has been on my mind since I watched ContraPoint's video, The Left, which came out a while ago, where she like kind of starts to think about these ideas a little bit, or talks a little bit about the idea of like pageantry and that kind of thing. So the video's been on my mind for a while. Also, I should just reveal that this little hanging poster behind me is a D&D poster. I've had this hanging for a while. We're in my office right now. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat. Let's see. The video was a technical nightmare to make. Oh, the audio is stuttering. Let me see if I can fix it. I don't really know how I would fix it, unless I'm not talking loud enough. I'll get my phone off of Wi-Fi. I hope it fixes itself. Sorry. Okay. Video was a technical nightmare to make because the conference footage was so bad. Audio was crazy. The camera was super zoomed out. The camera guy would like randomly pan to other areas. It was just a lot to edit around. So if it seems kind of smooth when you watch my video, it's because I was doing like a lot of smoke and mirrors and audio leveling to make it seem kind of normal. But it was a real challenge, and audio mixing is not my strong suit. I'm not a technical person, so I was kind of hoping it sounded okay by the time that I published it. So I hope it seemed kind of okay when you saw it. Also, there was just so much stuff. Like, I made you all watch a lot of the conference, and it was not even 120, like not even 25% of what actually happened there. It was 4 days of stuff, and like it was just kind of agonizing to pick what to show you and not show you. There's a lot of really wild stuff that I wanted to show you because it was funny and interesting, but it did not like support the argument I was trying to make, so I just had to cut it. But there are a lot of really wild ads. There were a lot of like musical performances that were really bizarre. There was a pastor with no arms or legs who came on stage and just ranted about how bad pornography is. Like really, really wild stuff that I wanted to show. There was Madison Cawthorn did an appearance. What's her name? Kaylee McEnany did an appearance. Prager did an appearance. There's a lot of stuff that if the video was going to be 2 hours, I could have showed you, but it just didn't really support. It didn't really build to the argument I was trying to make, so I had to cut it. Yeah, there's also a joke I did where I put Euphoria makeup on my face and chugged soy milk out of a White Claw can and then spit it on myself. It's supposed to be an argument about transphobia. It's a long story. I shot it and edited it. It ended up not being funny, but I did spit soy milk on myself many times for a joke that ended up not getting used. Alan, I think you're my first ever super chat. So thank you for the $5. I really appreciate it. That is really sweet. I really appreciate it. Also, if you want to see the clip of me spitting soy milk on myself, it's on patrons who pledged 5 or more. I posted the video onto Patreon so they can see it. It's very stupid. Let's see, what else did I want to say? Priest with no legs, got that. Oh, I was also very insecure video because normally I make the thesis or argument I'm trying to make kind of clear early on in the video, and I really was asking people to just stick with me for 30 minutes in the first half and then trust that I was building up to an argument in the second half, which is very scary. Really like asking you all to trust that it was going somewhere. I used a lot of jokes to like kind of keep you interested and keep you want to keep watching, but yeah, it was out of my comfort zone to like have a reaction video be part 1, and then just trust to stick around for part 2. Hopefully part 2 really paid off. I feel like part 2 really paid off. But yeah, that was really out of my comfort zone. Things I liked about this video, I fucking love the argument in part 2. Like those quotes are so good. Those book quotes that I was reading were so good, and the like Hunger Games side-by-side imagery was so fucking good. Like the whole time I was editing part 2, I thought this shit is money. Let's go. I was like very excited about the edit. So I love the argument. I love that I got to use a lot of like shit posty memes in this video. Like my sense of humor is definitely just like dumb TikTok jokes all the time now. And it felt kind of nice to use that in a video, and it feel like kind of like it makes sense. Like I was making myself laugh a lot while editing it. Thank you, Ben Shatpiro. Oh my God, what have I done? Allowing for super chats. I will check out those podcasts. Oh my God, thank you, Michael, too. That's so sweet. I feel very weird having super chats. I feel weird at anyone being nice to me like this. I feel very weird. But thank you so much. I bought Kitty today a bunch of new snacks because I neglected him all week while I was editing. So that will help pay for his little catnip treats. I really appreciate it. Let's see. So I love the jokes. I really loved the outro to this video. I love that mashup so much. I love the Sailor Moon imagery. I love all that shit. I knew that in a video about propaganda, I was gonna have to finish by showing some idea of propaganda, what I want propaganda to look like. And editing that was so fun. Before I even knew what the outro was gonna look like, I knew that I wanted that song to be in there, and I was gonna figure it out. So I'm glad that you all liked it. Greg, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I do not know enough about theory to answer that question reasonably or meaningfully. I am not I'm not the person to be making big comments about theory or the origins of ideology. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. While I was editing it, always when I'm editing videos, my dad watches my stuff, and often when I'm working on a video, I'll like talk to my dad about, does this make sense or not? And while I was editing the outro, I was like, what will my dad think of this really bizarre Sailor Moon shit posty, like memey outro? And I haven't talked to him about it yet. I hope he liked it. I hope everyone liked it. But I really had a lot of fun making it, and I'm really glad that you all seem to enjoy it. When I was premiering this video, normally when I premiere, I sit with y'all and watch the premiere, which is fucking agonizing, because watching something that you've worked on for several months with a bunch of other people and being like, if there's an error, if I made a mistake, if I blew up the audio, we're all gonna see it together, is a nightmare. So this time I was like, I'm gonna schedule the premiere and go to gay group therapy in the city. I go to gay group every week, thinking like, oh, so I'll get my mind off of it. I spent all of gay group having a panic attack, making everyone talk to me about the fact that, like, oh my God, what could possibly be going on? I'm so scared, So scared there was gonna be some disaster in the premiere. And literally watching the clock being like, right now they're watching the outro. Like at this point, they are watching the Sailor Moon thing. It's just very, very stressful. So I don't think I'll do that again. I think I'll just be around for the premiere. But it was nice to be with other people and like basically have them watch me having a panic attack in real time. Let's see. People want to see the cat. Sorry, I didn't realize that he's so out of frame. This is Kitty. His name is Albert, named after Albert Camus. He has the sweetest, softest little eyes. He's like so chill. He truly is like, he's never swatted at me. He just wants to have his face rubbed all the time and hang out all the time, and just like, he's the scratchiest little meow, and he's just so zen. Albert fits him as a name because he is so like, he looks kind of like sad all the time, which to me is like a very existentialist vibe. But it's the first time I've ever owned a pet, and he's just like, look at him. He's the best little guy. He does all day. The cutest little guy. All right, I'm being a cat dad right now. He's never on camera. He's always so shy, so I never get to show him off. But he is truly the best fucking cat in the world. Ugh, look at him. How could you not love him? Okay, let's see. I'll get this back up. Let me see. What was I talking about? Oh, okay. I wanted to tell a couple stories. I revealed in this video. Lee, thank you for the super chat. Oh my God, that's so sweet. I'm gonna buy a fucking Diet Coke at the bar tonight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What was I saying? Oh, okay. So I revealed in this video that I used to go undercover and go to right-wing conferences, and that is 100% true. My first job out of college, I worked at Media Matters, and I was doing LGBT research there. And eventually, I was tracking all these anti-gay groups, and after a while, I was like, I see them having all these conferences. Can I just go and like record what they say? And my boss said yes. So, oh my God, Joshua, thank you. I'm so glad you liked the Camus video and the dissertation. That makes me really happy. Robert, thank you. I love you too. That's so sweet. I really appreciate it. So the first conference I ever went to was a National Organization for Marriage conference. And it was a student conference it was in San Diego at a fucking mega church. At the church that hosted the like food fast to oppose Prop 8 or support Prop 8 when it was going on. The big anti-gay mega church in San Diego. So for 4 days I was there by myself. I had to rent a car, and the only car they had was a lime green Ford Fiesta. So me trying to blend in with a bunch of straight people, parking in a lime green Ford Fiesta. And I was there for 4 days. I told everyone, because it was a student conference, I told everyone that I was a Catholic student from the University of Miami and the head of the college Republicans there. Completely fake. Also used my real name, so like truly if they just Googled my name, they'd be like, there's no way. So already an idiot. I got a roommate. The first night, the roommate is wearing a shirt that has a picture of Obama and says, Barack Hussein Obama, baby killer, abortion president. That's my roommate on the first night. He asked me on the first night if he can borrow my laptop, and my laptop is like just riddled with gay pornography and memes. So I was like, no, you cannot borrow my laptop. I spent 4 days there, and then like befriend these BYU kids who are there for college credit, and I mean, they're kind of nice. Like they're not homophobes. They're like doing it for credit. They're like these kind of innocent, sheltered kids. One of them one of them asked me who my favorite apostle is on the bus. Asked me, gun to head, if I can name a single apostle. Is Mark? Is Mark an apostle? John? Paul? Could not name an apostle. So I think I said Paul or John. And she asked me why, and I was like, I don't know. It's just my fave. Then, after the conference one day, they wanted to like go to the beach, hang out by the beach. And I was so bored that I was like, yeah, I'll go to the beach. In the car ride over, Backstreet's Back by the Backstreet Boys comes on. And I have to, with every fiber of my being, fight the urge to sing along and dance to Backstreet's Back and not give myself away. Just sitting in the back of the car like, the song has no effect on me, even though I was freaking out. Josephat Guerrero, thank you so much. You're also a beautiful person. I really appreciate it. I keep getting derailed by the super chats. But I can't. How can you not stop and be like, thank you? Anyway, I was at the conference for 4 days, asking them questions, recording them on my thing. I got a certificate. I shook the hand of the person who I've been writing about at the end of it and got a certificate saying that I was like a marriage defender. Really, really wild. And then after that, I published an article about it. And the BYU kids who I befriended reached out to me and said, hey, just so you know, like, we read your article and we're not mad at you. One of them said, I'm friends with lots of metrosexuals, so I understand. And I was like, babe, not the same thing. Also, I'm not a metrosexual. Like, I don't groom myself very well or dress well. So definitely not me, just homosexual. Let's see, what else did I do? I went to a Richard Spencer press conference for the alt-right in DC. I went to Alex Jones's rally at CPAC, or at the RNC before Trump got elected, and was like recording him. I watched Eric Andre get on stage and fuck with Alex Jones at that event. I took a picture, or I took a photo of my best friends and producer at the time, Coleman, with Tucker Carlson. This is like before Tucker Carlson is what he is now, but I took a photo and like we made small talk with Tucker Carlson. Let's see, what else have I done? I've got the CPAC a bunch of times. Got to a lot of right-wing conferences. I think anything else was exciting. It's really like those things seem scarier than they actually are in person because all those people are fucking cowards and would not say any of that to your face. And they're also just so lonely. Like they just want to feel like they're important. So you meet them and you're like, you're not the monster that I imagine you to be. Like you're even more pathetic than the monster I imagine you to be. You're just, it's the banality of it. Like they don't even realize what they're saying is fucked up. They just treat it like partially as a mixer, and as like a social event. It's really grim. Trying to think anything else. Oh, I had to dress like a straight person for all these things, but I was living in DC and like just freshly learning how to be a gay person. So I wore these bonobos pants that had like plaid lining on the inside of the pockets. And one of the Mormon girls from BYU was like, those are really nice pants. And I was like, yeah, I'm not totally straight. Yeah, those are those. Trying to think, are there any other good stories from those days? BYU thing. No, that might be it. I hate to say it, but some of those BYU kids were very hot. I was like 26 and they were like 22. I was like, unfortunately, some of these homophobes are very attractive. A total nightmare. Not only was I pretending to be straight, but I was trying to be straight with oblivious hot straight guys who did not realize that I was very much not trying to be their friend. If you want, you can probably read, if you search like my name, National Organization for Marriage Undercover, you can probably read the piece that I wrote about being undercover there. It was like my first time really doing first person writing. It was wild. Okay, those are my stories. Sorry, I haven't really answered any questions yet, and I have just been like nervously talking and petting my cat to soothe me. So I will answer. If you guys have questions, you can drop questions, or I can also just vamp and talk and do whatever I want. Oh, some people on Patreon asked questions. So someone on Patreon asked, do I have any advice to other left-wing creators? I struggle to come up with an answer. I don't really know. I feel like I don't really know what I'm doing still. Like I don't know what makes a good video or what will pop off or what won't pop off. I've had some videos that I worked really hard on that didn't do that well, and other ones that I felt like I don't get why they did well. Not just now, but like at Vox too. So I don't really know. No, I will say, don't try to be like other creators, because I feel like humility and self awareness are really charming and endearing. So I think there's like an impulse when you talk about politics on the internet to be like a super confident, know-it-all, like brutal, or just not express any doubt. And I get why some people like that, but I know it's not for me. And as an audience member, I like when a speaker is like, I don't know, this is kind of I'm working through things right now. So that was one question. And the other question, someone asked me to tell more undercover stories, and those are all of them. Oh, so that picture I took with Maggie Gallagher, the woman eating the Nature Valley bar, she realized basically right after I took the picture that I was not who I said I was, and kind of immediately recognized that I was. She heard me talk and was like, "A purse is falling out of your mouth. You're definitely not straight." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not straight." And that was the end of that interaction. But that was very wild. Like I was writing about her a lot, and it was kind of there's something very humbling about seeing her up close eating a Nature Valley bar and struggling with crumbs and being like, "You're just a lady." It's so weird. Like you do so much damage, but you're just a lady. Anyway, Frank, thank you for the super chat. I'm glad you're still thinking about How to Be Hopeless, because I also still think about it. Until a little bit ago, I couldn't rewatch it because I was so fixated on how bad the audio was, and like I did not mix well, and the music was weird at some points, and I could have done it better. So it was one of those things where like I was too close to it to watch it again. But I rewatched it 2 nights ago. Yeah, I rewatched it Tuesday night and was like, actually, this video is absolutely the best thing I've ever done. How to Be Hopeless When I Die is the best video I've ever made, and probably the best one I'll ever make. So also my worst performing video, and every time I see that, I'm like, I don't care. That's the best thing I've ever made. So I'm glad you liked it, because I do feel very fond of it and very proud of it. It's definitely like my opus. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna go find other questions. Have I considered doing a video with Gravel Institute? Ben, if they asked me to, I would do it, depending on what the subject was. I like their work and like doing collabs, and I like the idea of not being the only person in charge of a script and in charge of like managing what's going to go into the video. So yeah, so if someone said, "Here, read the script," as long as it was an argument that I agreed with and I didn't have to edit it, I'd be like, let's absolutely do that. Take some of the effort, take some of the pressure off of me to sound mix and research and edit and do all this stuff on my own. Let's see. Y'all being very sweet. Half of my live streams are just you all watching me read comments and be like, huh. I have like a lot of things to add a lot of time. Anand asked, has my perspective on politics? I think it definitely changed while I was at Vox. It definitely became much more radical while I was there. But I don't know if that was like being at Vox or just like living through the Trump era. I think my approach to videos has changed a lot since I've been Vox. Actually, one thing I talk about in therapy a lot and like grapple with a lot is that I'm sort of often, this is very vulnerable if you want to know what it's like to live inside my mind, but I'm often torn between my desire to like make stuff that I think is really fun and cool and like would appeal to a YouTube audience, and this fucking desire I have to like be taken very seriously by some audience, like by like journalism or my former Vox coworkers, or I have put this weird pressure on myself that everything I make, I need like everyone who I ever worked with at Vox to look at it and be like, wow, this is really good and serious. And I don't know why I do that. Obviously, I should just say, fuck that. I don't work there anymore. I don't care if anyone takes me seriously. Like, I like what I make. But I always feel this pressure to like be taken seriously. And so one of the things that I grapple with as an independent creator is like, how much do I want to lean into the goofy, fun, jokey, more gay, like ridiculous performance side? And how much do I want a former coworker who I never even talk to anymore to think of me as a serious person? Like, why do I still care about that? And it comes up in a lot of ways. Like, sometimes that voice is my dad, sometimes that voice is Vox, sometimes that voice is like some friends, sometimes that voice has no face. But I feel constantly this pressure to perform for two audiences: an audience that likes the stuff I like and is like me, and is YouTube audience and is young and likes shit posts and likes memes, and this like, more professional journalistic audience. And I'm trying to let this one go a little bit more. I'm sure it's also like a heteronormativity thing or like a homophobia thing that you want to be taken seriously, and there's something about being a man and being taken seriously and being objective and neutral that I grapple with. Sorry, that's a lot of word vomit, but I grapple often with letting go of appealing to serious journalism, trying to make stuff that feels more in line with how I want to persuade and who I am as a person. And I experience that a lot. I don't know if that landed for anybody, but part of the reason it takes me a long time to work on videos is because I have to give myself a big pep talk in order to be like, let's just make weird gay shit and like be stupid and trust enough in your argument and in your audience that you don't need to have like the facade of seriousness all the fucking time. That was a long-winded answer. That's changed a lot since Vox. Daniel, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I will check out that behind the scenes interview. I did not check it out. I was trying to just like make my way out of all the fucking horrific footage that I got. But thank you for the recommendation. I will check it out. Let's see. Emilio asked, do I see myself gravitating towards more longer content instead of the shorter stuff? Good question. I don't know. I rewatched some of my Vox videos not that long ago, and they were so short. Like you really only have enough time to make one argument, and then it's over. It's like 8 minutes. And I don't know. I really like this like longer, persuasive style. I like being slow. I like and, building like trust with the audience, and yeah, I think that like short form video thing is a relic of the Facebook news feed era, and I like spending an hour with you and being like, I'm gonna walk you through this, and hopefully you feel really persuaded at the end, and you have some sense of wisdom, not just information. So yeah, that's my answer. Am I a cat person? Yep. My good chonky boy. My good chonky boy. I'm gonna put you down now so you can go chill because you're digging into my legs. Who's our good boy? Who's our good boy? Okay. I can focus more. Let's see. People really like that some jokes are just that D&D joke about Christian Dominionism. I really thought everyone's gonna groan when they hear this. I just thought it was funny. The whole thought of making that joke, I was like, no one's gonna get why this is funny. But when she was saying like the breastplate of righteousness, I was like, what magic item shop did you buy this from? So I'm glad that joke really lands. Apparently, a huge chunk of this audience is either D&D friendly or tabletop game friendly. So good to know. I'll make a shit ton more D&D jokes in my videos because it's truly the only thing I like talking about and the only thing I care about is D&D. Thank you, Daniel, for the super chat. I'm really glad you liked How to Be Hopeless. God, you know, I know I've made 2 videos since then, but I really do. How to Be Hopeless is my shit. So if you like it, I will never get tired of hearing you say it. It was such a nightmare to make. Truly the hardest emotional thing I've ever had to make. But like when I die, don't give any speeches. Just play How to Be Hopeless at my funeral and be like, that's all he had to say. Get the fuck out of here. Like go to Wendy's and there'll be fries waiting for you when you get there. Thank you, Kadevo. Would I swipe right on Che? Probably not. My family is Cuban, so probably not. Gustavo, thank you for the super chat. He wants me to stream my Fascist Elves campaign. I am DMing a campaign right now. I've been DMing it since last year, and it is extremely dope. The thing that not many people know about me, if you don't know me in real life, I am an extremely good DM. Extremely good DM. So my Elven Fascist campaign is popping off, and the past few sessions have been like big lore dumps, and I had to give a really fascist speech, like a wild fascist speech, and it was really good because I've been watching America Fest the whole time, so I was basically just like repeating what they had said. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever stream that campaign. I have thought about getting like a lefty creator one-shot D&D campaign for YouTube, like Sarah Z, Big Joel, maybe Spice 8 Rack, a couple of people who reached out and said they wanted to play. I would love to DM a creator one-shot, like just have some people play and be goofy together, and yeah, I think it could be fun to DM, and I have a whole idea in my mind for a one-shot. So it'll probably take a lot of logistical planning, but I'm going to reach out to them probably after this and see if they want to play, because that would be really fun. But like my personal campaign, I like that it's like the reason I got into D&D is because I wanted something that I could work on that an audience would not care if I was mad at it. Like, I put a lot of pressure on myself to make videos that are very good for you all and to like not really have any fuck ups. But I like D&D, but it doesn't really matter if I fuck up. So I think if I had an audience, I would stress out about wanting you all to have fun, and that would take me out of the moment and like out of being invested in my players and treating them as the stars, because I think they'd feel pressure to perform too. So my campaign will probably be private. We do record our audio, so I do have all these MP3s of our sessions. But I don't know if those ever get published anywhere. I kind of just like that I can listen to my old sessions and experience it. Sorry, I get really derailed with these long answers, and then I have to scroll back up and read all these really sweet comments. Let's see. I've never been asked to go on Chapo. I don't listen to Chapo. The thing about me is that despite writing about politics and working on politics, I don't like listening to anything political once I'm not working on it. So like, if you look at my podcast, they're all like Poog, Race Chaser, Dungeons and Daddies, stuff that is not about politics at all. And I have a hard time, like, you just want to break from thinking about horrific stuff all the time. So I don't listen to a lot of or go on politics podcasts, but if they ask me, I might. I don't know if I love Chapo's vibe. Just say that. I don't like confident men. Confident men give me bad vibes. So I don't know if they would ever ask me on. I made a little shot of streamers in this video, live streamers, like political live streamers, which I was not sure how it would land with the audience, because I'm sure a lot of people really like political live streamers. It's not to make fun of all streamers, because I'm sure there are some good ones, but I don't know. Stream culture is like not for me. I really like researching and taking time and putting on a show and it being done, but there's something about the intensity of talking every day and like having the audience encourage your worst impulse all the time. And I don't know, it's just not for me. I don't have any really opinions on any particular streamers, because I don't watch them, but every time I try to watch political stream, I'm like, let's just pause and think about what we want to say. We don't need to have an opinion on everything. And also, it just feels very straight to me. Political streamers have big frat energy to me, and I don't like it. It's purely an aesthetic thing, I know, but it's just not. It's not for me. I can spend 2 hours watching a Sarah Z video about the fucking Mean Girls music, like Dear Evan Hansen or the Mean Girls musical, but someone just vibing off the top of their head about Ukraine, ooh, swipe left. Miss me with that shit. Also, debate. I will do a video on debate eventually, like Debate Me Bros and like the politics of debate, but never in my fucking life have I wanted to watch two men argue with each other over the internet. Are you not bored? Are you not sick at the ego shit happening here? Like, do you think this is the best way to understand an argument? It's just, I cannot imagine. I was a high school and college debater. I went to college on a debate scholarship. I fucking love debating. Never in a million years could you pay me to argue with someone on the internet with no prep time, just in front of a live audience. Like, get out of here with that shit. Sorry, I'm getting worked up. I guess I do have a lot of feelings about streamers, but it's just not the vibe. Stop. Let's see. I'm glad that this like bro aesthetics of streaming thing is not just me, because yeah, it's not the vibe. It gives me the worst vibe. Thank you, Michael and Shroomish Skirmish. I did not see Noah's video on Debate Bros yet, but I will check it out. I like Noah. Noah strikes me as a good soft boy. Also, Noah, nothing worse than a handsome person with good politics. Ugh. I was very threatened. I was like, no, you can't have both. You can't be handsome and funny and straight and have good politics. Get out of here with that. But yes, that was great. I like Noah a lot. Let's see. These are epic cat toys. Yeah, Albert's chilling right next to me right now, tending to himself and being very sweet. If you have questions, you drop them in the stream. Sorry, I haven't been very responsive. I get easily derailed. but I haven't talked to anyone in a while. Also, I was thinking of hanging out till like 9. So if stay for as long as you want. But when I'm editing something, when I'm working on a video near the end of the edit process, I like truly don't talk to anyone. Like I don't call home. I don't hang out with my friends. I just edit by myself. So this is me like reacclimating to society. Today I went and bought new deodorant. I bought cat snacks for the cat. I like reintroducing myself into society because I was truly in a hole for like 7, 8 days in a row before this. All that to say, I'll hang out on the stream for a while because I like talking to people and this makes me feel nice and I really like it. I've talked before on the stream about my tension with parasocial stuff, my anxiety about like talking to you all directly and feeling weird about it. I think I'm getting better about it. I think it feels less stressful now because you all don't. This doesn't feel like high pressure. It just feels like we're hanging out, and I don't really feel the need to perform right now beyond like not being boring. But I don't feel like I have to be anything. So I'm learning to enjoy this much more and like take it for what it is, which is really sweet. That is not a house phone. That is someone downstairs ringing my apartment number because they need to deliver a package to someone else. It happens all the time. Sorry for that distraction, the sound in the background. Someone asked if that's a meatloaf timer. Good callback, Michael. Good callback. Let's see. So Dick's asking how much lead should you consume to overtake the GOP? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, Alonso asked, I mentioned in my CRT video that I promised a dead guy I would keep fighting losing battles. That's Camus. It's a reference to the video that came up beforehand, Albert Camus. I made How to Be Hopeless so that I could get the grief thing out and then focus on other things. I felt dishonest making videos that were like upbeat and plucky while feeling so griefy. So How to Be Hopeless is my way of being like, by the way, for as long as you've known me and for as long as you know me, I will be very upset and sad and griefy. And now I have the ability to focus on other things. So that's why I got that out of the way. But even in this video, like I definitely felt the Camus grief thing all the time. Let's see. I'm drinking La Croix hibiscus. My D&D players brought it to me yesterday as a treat for hosting, so I get to enjoy the fruits of their, or I get to enjoy the benefits of being a DM. Let's see. I did go on Harvey. I did go on Grindr while I was at these right-wing conferences, and I didn't see anything. I don't think Republicans positive use Grindr. I think they use Craigslist. So no, I did not see anyone, but I did look. I looked very intensely. I would have loved the story that where I hooked up with a closet conservative or something, but no, there's nothing out there. Let's see. Danny asked, is there anything that I cut out of this video? There's a Madison Cawthorn segment that I cut out because there's nothing really useful to it. It was just like transphobia and some other dumb like impeach Biden shit. I did have one funny joke where when Madison Cawthorn came out, I had the logo for Sean Cody in the bottom right because to me he just looks like a Sean Cody model. But that joke was not funny enough to merit keeping the whole section in. And then I had a joke about Charlie Kirk in the beginning that I cut because it was not needed. And then I had that dumb Euphoria joke that I cut where I was wearing a see-through tank top. I ended up wearing that same tank top for the fairy whispering in Charlie Kirk's ear segment. So you still get to see me with Euphoria makeup on a little bit. Yeah, that got cut. You can see it on Patreon. Miguel asked, would I ever want someone to help me with research and editing? I don't know. It would be nice to have help, but I also don't even know what I'm looking for until I find it. So I feel like I'd be a really nightmarish person to be leading research or an editor, because sometimes I'm like, I don't know, I'm just looking right now for like 3 days. I just need to find something, which would make me kind of a nightmare to work with, I imagine. But you know what I would love help with if I can ever have enough money to afford hiring someone for it? I would love a fucking sound mixer, because mixing audio, it's not the vibe. Me trying to make levels match and like fix crossfades, it's not the vibe. My cat is using the litter box right now, so if you hear wailing, that's why. Let's see. So I have any advice for someone majoring in poli-sci and journalism? I don't know. I didn't go to J school. And I only majored in poli-sci because I didn't want to have to study or do work, and I was just using all my debate stuff for it. So I don't know. I guess don't put too much faith in political theory, because take an intro psychology class. I think psychology is a much more helpful tool in understanding politics than poli-sci is. Like, not once have I thought about realism in IR, but I often think about our inner child and how much of our politics is like our inner child just acting out. Let's see. Brandon asked what moment of the conference was my favorite to watch. The James O'Keefe musical was pretty fucking wild. It went on for 20 minutes. 20 minutes of musical numbers. Like, unbelievable. All rehearsed with someone pretending to be James O'Keefe. It was really, really wild. I was like laughing and screaming while watching it. But that was a really entertaining part of the video for sure. Let's see. If I struggle to find therapists who understand my online issues, I've had the same therapist for like 5 years now. And actually, really sadly, and next week is my last session with her because it's just too expensive without insurance. But she's been very, very good. She really understands. I don't know how online she is, but she's great. She's like, I got extremely lucky with my therapist, and I've never once felt like you don't get it. I always feel like you get it more than anyone else I know. So I've been really, really lucky with my therapist, and yeah, I'm a different person now than I was 5 years ago, for sure. Let's see. Sean asked how political is my D&D campaign. My D&D campaign is very political. It's like political with gods and deities and shit and monsters and like, but everything, it kind of revolves around some like central themes about, honestly, like grief, wanting power, the cycle of life and death, and fear and insecurity, and like it's all very political. So it's like gods are acting in ways that correspond with certain ideologies, and humans are having to deal with that. So yeah, it's very political. My D&D campaign. I love doing shit like that. I don't have a very good mind for like purely fantasy things like monsters and stuff like that. I'm not great with it, but I think I'm good at world building ideological disputes, obviously because of what I do. So yeah, that's my campaign is very much like bash the fash. The Willie asks, was Ted Cruz's walk-on song really short dick man? No, it was not. I edited that in. I just thought it'd be funny to say that it wasn't me. But yes, I edited that in. I had a couple ideas for what song I would make Ted Cruz walk into, but Short Dick Man won in the end. I love that song. I've been listening to it for like 10 years. I just thought it was really funny. How funny would it be if they made Ted Cruz walk out to Short Dick Man at a like that would be unbelievable. But no, that was fake. Let's see. What conspiracies do I believe in? I don't know if I really believe in any conspiracies. I do like astrology a whole bunch, and I do like tarot cards. It's probably as magical thinking as I get. But like politics conspiracies, not really. What's my sign? I am a double Aries, baby. Aries sun, Aries rising, Capricorn moon. Aggro, sad. Which also very much makes sense if you know me. Really aggressive, stubborn in my outgoingness, and then internally, I absolutely hate myself and think that nothing I do is good enough, and constantly question my purpose in life and my meaning. So yeah, Aries, Cap. I don't know what my Mars placement is. Someone asked about my new video topics. I can tease them. Yeah, the next video is about how will you pay for it? The like, where will you find the money to pay for government programs thing? Actually, I was working on that video for like 2 months before America Fest happened, so it's like basically not being scripted. But I wanted to make that video for a while, and everyone on Patreon voted for that video to win out of my video ideas. So that's the next one I'm making. And then after that, I have a pretty wild Elon Musk video that I really want to work on. I wanted to make for a long time with a pretty wild idea for an ending. I have like a big Elon video that I want to make. And then I also want to make the case against free speech, which I know I've talked about on the stream before, but I've wanted to make the free speech is bad video for a very long time. And I might do that one. And there's one other topic that, depending on how the midterms go, I'm considering making. It's on a topic that is definitely one of my more controversial opinions, and so I don't really know if I'll end up making it. Figure out the right way to talk about it without freaking out moderates. I think the midterms will be a bloodbath, and the midterms are a bloodbath. And I think, yeah, I'll have to make that video. See, Bacon asks, "How's my life changed now that I have a cat?" I'm much happier. I really like cuddling with him, and he's extremely cuddly, and it makes me feel really nice to have someone who, not someone, but something that just like is happy to see me and is just down to chill all the time. Like keeps me company when I'm editing, and just seems to have a very content, happy life. To be in charge of someone else, I don't know. It's made my life a lot better. I did not realize I was a cat person until I had a foster, and now I have him, and I really, really love him. He's a very, very good cat. The poster behind me is just the Dungeons and Dragons. It's the tabletop dice. D20, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4. Let's see. Who do I think will win All-Star 7? I don't know. I'm so excited for it. I think I'm really excited for Jinx. Really excited for Raja. And I'm really excited for Shay. Honestly, really excited for Monet. Monet's looked unbelievable on the pit stop this season. So excited for her too. This is going to be an unbelievable season. I'm so excited for it. I'm super pumped for Drag Race. It's coming up. Things I like talking about aside from politics. Actually, I don't like talking about politics in real life. If you ever meet me in person, do not ask me about politics. Ask me about what character I would play in D&D if I get to play a character, and what do I like about Drag Race? Who's my favorite drag queen? Or like, what musicals do I like? But do not ask me about politics. I don't like talking about it. After my CRT video, I don't know if I said this on the live stream. I don't think so. But after I published the CRT video, I went walking with some of my friends, like by Park Slope, on the street. We were like it was like Halloween. We were going out to a bar to just play pinball and stuff. And some guy on the street drove past me on his bike and just screamed out, "Hey Carlos, Critical Race Theory video, let's fucking..." Thing that has ever happened to me. Like in terms of a public interaction, someone just screaming, "Hey yo Carlos, CRT video, let's fucking go," and then leaving, not introducing themselves, is like the best, the coolest thing that's happened. I really liked it. Let's see. What musicals do I like? Favorite musical is Company by Stephen Sondheim. Favorite musical by far. Love Hadestown, have a Hadestown tattoo. Love me some Wicked. Love Wicked. Thomas Davis, thank you. Abstraction Layer, thank you. I really appreciate that. I cannot tell you how much that means to me. It really, really means a lot to me. Thank you for that. Sorry, the CRT story got cut out. Someone drove by on a bike and said, "Yo, Carlos, CRT video, let's fucking go," and then drove off in the middle of the street in Brooklyn. And that made me feel really, really dope. Let's see. What was I saying? Oh, musicals. Yeah. What else do I really like? Oh, the Legally Blonde musical, which you can see for free on YouTube. Legally Blonde musical is up there. I'm trying to think of any of the musicals that like really fucked me up. I guess West Side Story. Encanto. Yeah. That was all. Those are great. Let's see. Sorry, the audio and stream is bad. I don't really know how to fix it. I have Spectrum, and this is just from my apartment. So, I don't play as a player in D&D. I only ever play as a DM. If I did play something, I would probably play a bard or a paladin. Or a warlock. I love charisma-based classes. I'm like a big smooth talker in D&D. I love I love role playing, and I love support classes. So bard and paladin, or be an edgelord warlock. I played a one shot a couple weeks ago where I got to be the tentacle warlock, and it was super fun. I love that. Also, whenever I play as an NPC in my campaigns, I play like sorcerers, bards. I like the charisma characters. Thank you, Miguel. I appreciate you offering help. I will not accept help until I can pay for it, and I just can't afford to hire an editor right now. If you want to help me, just tell me what you like about my videos in the comments of those videos, and I'll have a better idea of what to follow, because truly the biggest anxiety I have always is like, will the audience like this? So having concrete evidence that something I make is good like helps reduce my anxiety a lot. Let's see. I've not seen this version of Company on Broadway or Patty LuPone, but I have a nightmare the other day that Patty LuPone was screaming at me from the stage. No joke. I woke up terrified that I had angered Patty LuPone. So that's where my head space is at. Thank you, Alan. I don't know. I've never seen Super Chats before. I'm gonna have to like find out how to Super Chat after this. I don't know where the money is. This is very, very new experience for me, but I really appreciate it. Let's see. I play 5e. I do not own a single NFT. Greg asked, what's my most Sigma opinion? I don't really know what that means. Sigma opinion? Let me see. Am I too much of an old? Do I not know what these phrases mean? Is that like the same thing as chat? Above alpha and meme world, Sigma grind set. I don't know if the women in my family pride themselves on being Sigmas. I guess like all of life is just learning how to suffer well. All of growing up and maturing is learning how to suffer with kindness and compassion, and to tolerate discomfort and anguish and yearning, all that stuff. Is that really a Sigma opinion? I have thought about making a video about masculinity, like the fucking curse of being a tough guy, and like how much it breaks people's brains. I don't know if it's really my bag. If it's really my wheelhouse, it's not. I don't know if I'm the person to talk about it, but one of the things I talk about a lot in therapy is about being able to suffer and be heartbroken and yearn and dread things, and not turn that suffering to punishing other people or punishing yourself. And I think a real Sigma, if I'm using that correctly, is someone who can suffer well, suffer with kindness and softness, and not become fucking tough guy idiot, or like somebody who wants to just like be hard into the world. Speaking of which, can I go on a short rant about something? So I mentioned in this video, I've been trying to work out more, trying to go to the gym, try to get shredded more. It's finding great. And one of the side effects of that is that I have been looking at more like lifting related content on Instagram, which is fine. But Instagram is recommending me a lot of like lifting content now on my Explore page. And I am like really kind of horrified by the extent to which men are socialized into being like unemotional, hardened, fucking like machines in lifting culture. So many clips that use Jordan Peterson audio, so much bullshit about like dealing with a breakup by becoming super jacked and ignoring women and that kind of thing. And like, it's kind of heartbreaking to see where a lot of men could experience suffering and then learn something useful about like pain is inevitable, suffering is inevitable. It's good to suffer a bit. It's good to be open. It's good to want things, and instead getting like hijacked into this weird, like tough guy, fuck girls, like just bros type of culture. It's just very, it's horrifying. I've had to like train my algorithm to stop recommending me this shit. Like, stop recommending me Jordan Peterson audio clips, because I just want to like take these men and say like, yo, it's okay to be heartbroken. And I get that lifting helps a little bit, but lifting is not a remedy for the human condition. Like, you can't lift your way out of yearning or heartbreak. I don't know. Very horrified by like gym TikTok culture. It's really a fucking get thee to a therapist. Get thee to a group. Thank you, Brian. I'm glad that you're working on our project related to the plague, because there's not enough talking about like that kind of existentialist shit. So that makes me happy to hear. Yeah, I'll just say I think straight guys need a role model right now, or like some teacher who can deal with this weird like gym to emotional unavailability pipeline. It's probably not me. Like, I don't know if any straight gym bros listen to me, but damn, it's kind of scary. I say that as someone who loves lifting and have had days where I felt really like shitty about myself, and I felt better by just like going to the gym and lifting a heavy weight and like feeling like a tough guy. But yeah, there just needs to be more than that. There has to be the room for softness and sadness and grief, or you're just gonna spin the fuck out. Megan, that is a nice thing anyone's ever said to me. Megan said that the way that I balance jokes and serious stuff reminds them of Sasha Velour, and I fucking love Sasha Velour, and I have for a very long time. So that's a very nice compliment you just gave me, and I really appreciate it. I would hope that the end of this last video, the outro, where I was like remixing part of like Benny and Marjorie Taylor Greene stuff with the Heads Will Roll stuff, felt to me very like draggy. Like, it felt very like a drag queen's remixing of, or like culture jamming shit. And I was really proud of it. I do like the idea of like using drag is all about like mocking seriousness and mocking sincerity a bit, or treating it all as a big joke. So I really do feel like internally, one of my goals as a creator is like incorporate that kind of queer ridiculousness into a serious argument, and resist the urge to be taken too seriously. So that actually means a lot to me. I really appreciate that. And yeah, it's in front of mind. It's not by accident. I think about that a lot. Let's see. Dick asks if I have any thoughts regarding the Ligma mindset. I went to a bar the other day. On Monday night, I went to a bar to celebrate this video getting published with my buddy Anthony. And some straight guy, an older guy, started talking to us. And he's talking to us about his daughter, and said, you know, my daughter's sense of humor? She asked me if I liked Imagine Dragons. And when I said, who's that? She said, Imagine dragging these nuts across your face. And I fucking died. I love that kind of comedy. Goblins becoming goblin these nuts, dragons becoming dragon these nuts across your face. I love shit like that. So I love that joke. Love it. Let's see. Tio, thank you for the super chat. They asked, what do I like to include in a D&D world? I always love adding casinos, drag clubs, really high places where you can see the world around you. I like temples a lot, weirdly enough. I love deities and gods and stuff like that. I think what else? I like arenas, battle arenas, like Hunger Games style arenas. And then I usually like having traveling bards, or people who will goofily greet you at any town. Oh, I also like floating cities. I don't know if this is a helpful answer, but I like a lot of weird game elements that show up over and over again. Let's see. If I had a drag name, it would be Bay of Pigs, BAE. Let's see. I'm excited about Avatar or Top Gun 2 more. I don't follow either, so neither, unfortunately. But let's see. Butterfly wants to know who are my heroes growing up. Video game characters. Errors from FF7. Agrius from Final Fantasy Tactics. Lenneth from Valkyrie Profile. Basically any female with a sword or some kind of magic. Trying to think what else. I wasn't like. I went back to my alma mater this past weekend or 2 weekends ago for a debate reunion. I had this weird experience of like being an adult and going back to interact with all these people who I really used to look up to and be really afraid of. And it is weird. Having heroes is a weird thing. Growing up and being like, you're just a person. Everyone's just a person. So I didn't really have anyone who I like really idolized growing up. Except with my dad, I guess. Dad was a hero. Dad is a hero. One of the few people who I ever like run video ideas by. My dad. I talked to my dad while I was like really in the editing black pit for this video. I'm like, wasn't sure I was going to be able to stick the landing, and was so worried about part 1 not being good enough. And my dad like kind of talked me off the ledge a little bit, but yeah, he's definitely a person I try to mirror in terms of my ethics and personality. Let's see. What's the coolest thing one of my players has done in my game? Yeah, this is tough. I have some really good player stories, but I will say when I was home for the winter 2 winters ago, I ran a D&D campaign with my siblings, with my 4 younger siblings, 6 months start to finish, and it was like the coolest thing I've ever done. And in that campaign, my sister, it was a bunch of cool things, but my sister wrote and performed a rap about the other characters in the campaign, and it was unfucking believable. Like one of the funniest things I've ever seen. That campaign, all of my siblings have rolled some truly unbelievable natural 20s. And yeah, it's not cool out of context, but I have a lot of really happy memories of like people doing extremely cool shit. I once made them fight a group of bards while blasting Ariana Grande music on a loop, and they all almost went completely. They almost lost their minds during that session. I've had a lot of fun experiences playing D&D. I love D&D, man. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. I really wish I could just play it every day and not have to worry about the end of the world. Digital Saga, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Did I watch Our Flag Means Death? I did watch it. I liked it a lot. I also watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. Boy, did I cry. Boy, did I cry in that movie. It's obviously not on the same level, but Everything Everywhere All at Once to me felt like it would have talked to how those two things felt very connected to me. So while I was watching it, I was like, this reminds me of something that I've grappled with a lot. Same with Bo Burnham's Inside. I was like, this shit is all landing. I definitely know what this stuff feels like. So yeah, I cried like a fucking baby in that movie. So good. Let's see. Sup, Dawson? Ella Dawson, another incredible writer and very good friend of mine, who, while I was working on this video, got coffee with me, and Ella can attest to this. It's like, I just don't know if anyone's going to want to watch the first half of this video. It's like so not like what I normally do. I'm not really making arguments of part 2. And Dawson was like, people like you. People want to hear what you have to say. Just trust yourself. And I thought of that the whole time I was editing it. So if you like this last video, thank Ella, because Ella helped me not lose confidence while I was working on it. And also just a genuinely great person, and you should support her on Patreon. She's really like an unbelievable writer and just the greatest. One of my people who I met from the internet who like was not an internet person, is a real person who means a lot to me. Let's see. Am I an uncle? Yes, I have a niece and nephew. A very, very amazing niece and nephew who are really great. And I love them very much. The joke about in the beginning of this video about being your funny uncle is real. I'm gonna get emotional. So, my niece who lives in Miami, when I don't see her for a while, they'll play one of my videos, and she'll look at the video and say "Tío." I love my niece and nephew very much. But yeah, I am a very proud uncle. Let's see. Oh, you guys are being so sweet. People have said thank you for enduring the hellscape of watching America Fest. TBH, I love watching conservative propaganda. I know that my brain is fucking broken, that I have wicked like Stockholm syndrome, but I love watching it. I find it so fascinating. I love understanding it. I love knowing where people are coming from. Not because I feel like you can reach out to them and change their mind, but I have like a voyeuristic, a morbid fascination with it. So it doesn't affect me at all, really. Like, I guess it can like kind of wear me down. That's not true. Halfway through watching America Fest, I was like, I'm really feeling it right now. Like, I need a break. But it doesn't really. I don't take it. It doesn't emotionally affect me anymore. Like, I genuinely don't get triggered by basically anything. It would be near impossible to really get me upset about something in terms of an argument. I used to do debate. Like, I have argued some of the most heinous shit you could possibly imagine and gotten trophies for it. Like, hearing something doesn't offend me. What will upset me is like this argument that to explain why this is wrong would take so much work that I'm like overwhelmed at how wrong this is and like how difficult it would be to correct it. So like I get frustrated in that way, but like just hearing bigoted things and being upset by it like doesn't. I'm dead on the inside. You can say whatever you want to me. I don't really care. Nothing triggers me. Did I at any point try to learn the choreography for the James O'Keefe dance? No, I did not. No, I did not. But I did consider tipping. If I could give them $1 bill, I would have given a $1 bill. Those poor dancers, man. Those poor dancers. Let's see. I think saying that nothing triggers me has been throwing down the gauntlet, and now I'm going to get absolutely flamed in the comments and get triggered. I'm trying to think the last time that I got really upset about something. I'm like horrified, and I feel grief and despair. But anger and like a desire to argue, nah. I've watched too much Tucker. Like I already know what this sounds like. It's all nothing is new, basically. Like I've already heard some version of the argument a million times, and so it doesn't freak me out. Super chat, letters and numbers. Oh my god. That's so much. That's so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Sorry, I'm slightly overwhelmed. My cat has no idea what's going on. It's just chilling right now. Thank you very much. What was I talking about? Alan is right. Nothing anyone says to me is more offensive than stuff I say to myself. I gotta say, anyone who's ever been on camera knows this feeling, but there is a point when you're editing yourself where you truly find yourself so fucking vile and like not funny or charming at all. Like I think I have a relatively okay self-confidence. Watching yourself try to make the same joke 100 times over and over again by yourself in your apartment at 4 a.m, because that's the only time I can record, you like start to really hate yourself. So yeah, nothing anyone says about gay people will upset me more than how I talk to myself in the middle of the night on day 3 of shooting something. I don't know if anyone could tell, but right in the middle of the last section of this video, I had to take a nap because I was so tired. I've been recording all night. So there's a cut where if you look for it, you can see my eyes get a lot redder and the back of my hair go like that because I walked over to my bed, slept for 30 minutes, woke up, walked back in front of the camera and started recording again. I thought it'd be really obvious, but yeah, I slept in the middle of a take because I was just like, I need to. I was losing the ability to form words. I've been talking for so long. James, through. I don't. Strike Through is really great. I love Strike Through, and I'm really proud of everything I made there. But I don't want to make those arguments anymore. I'm no longer interested in appealing to left-leaning centrists. I would like to radicalize leftists on YouTube, and for that, You need more time and more swag, more style. Have I made a video I don't agree with anymore? Weirdly, no. There's nothing I've made. I can look back at some videos and be like, you underestimated the scope of the problem you were identifying. Like, I made a video about YouTube's censorship problem before all the Crowder stuff happened, and definitely like that was not. I kind of underestimated the scope of the problem. Even like my Tucker Carlson racism video underestimated how far right, how racist he would get. But that's just like I didn't know at the time what I didn't know. Never a thing where I made the argument wrong. And it's because I'm very, very protective of everything that I write. Like, anyone who edited me at Vox would say I was a tough person to edit, because if I did not agree that your edit was correct, I was just not going to say it no matter what. And I fought a lot with editors about like, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean, so I'm not saying it that way. And yeah, I was always very aggressive about protecting my voice, always, and I am still now. So no, I didn't say anything that I ever felt like I wasn't sure of it. How many hours of filming was it to make this video? God, I have to go look. Honestly, it's probably like 16 hours of footage. Which, if that sounds wild to you, I try most of my lines like 3 or 4 times until it feels right coming out of my mouth. I'm like a very anxious recorder. So when you're by yourself and you don't have another set of ears, you kind of lose the trust in your own voice a little bit. And so you're, just for safety, you're like, I'm gonna try that 3 times and see if I get a good take out of it. When I was at Vox, I had Coleman behind the camera who would be like, that was great, keep going. But when it's just me, I would rather spend 3 nights not sleeping, just recording something over and over again, than record it, put all my lighting away, and then find out that this line is like incomprehensible, or that it was just delivered like a dead person. I'd rather go above and beyond. Thank you, Zach, for the super chat. We are close to 100K. I believe we are at 95K right now. Let me see. Indeed, we are. We are at 95K. So I don't know when 100K will happen, but when it does, I'll probably do something special for it. I don't know. I'll probably just dance with a cat. But yeah, I don't really know. Do you like Hassan? I get asked the question a lot. Do I like Hassan? I want Hassan to bench press me very badly. I would like to lie very flat and have him pick me up and put me back down. That answers your question. Let's see. How long does it take to edit a 6-minute video? A very long time. Finding selects, there's like a day or 2 that's just cutting out all the in-betweens, cutting out all the takes that I'm not going to use. That part's like kind of easy, like condensing the raw footage into like a relatively decent timeline is easy. What takes a lot longer is like the timing stuff. You probably have noticed if you watch my videos that I like to keep the cuts very tight. I like to have sentences stepping on top of each other. I don't want any dead air. And so there's a lot of time that's spent just tweaking the cuts to have a rhythm that feels good to me, and it's slowing down when it slows down. So that takes much more time. Several days of like, especially with all the clips coming in, and when the clips have a lot of cuts like this one did, a lot of it is like just whittling it down to be as tight as humanly possible. Because if I'm going to ask you to spend 52 minutes with me, I'm going to make sure that those 2 minutes are like time well spent. You're getting something out of every nanosecond that I'm giving you. So that's a lot of the editing that I do, and that takes days and days, and that's before all the clipping and all the sound effects and all that shit. It's a lot of editing. It's a lot. Let's see. I'm glad you guys like the editing in this video. I was really anxious that it was too aggressive. I'm always anxious that it's too tight. But like TikTok and a lot of YouTube stuff, the editing is like no space in between cuts. It's so brutally tight, and I like that. It's how I think and talk. I watch all my videos on like double speed because I like things to be really intense. And so if I'm watching a video, especially if I'm watching a video that I've edited for 3 weeks, even a second in between lines, I'm like, come on, get to the point. So yeah, my impulse is always to be super aggressive in the edits. Also, yeah, it's just, you're watching really horrific shit, so I don't want to like not respect your time. I want to make sure that if you're watching it, you're watching it for a reason. Even like like when Matt Gaetz is talking and he pauses in between words, I'm like, cut it out. Like, I don't need you to pause. Just say the thing you want to say. I kind of wish I could like show you the text on screen and be like, trust me, he said it, and then keep moving. But yeah, I try to be as aggressive as possible when I'm editing stuff. Views on Johnny Harris. I love Johnny. Johnny treated me very well when I was a nobody at Vox. I feel like I answer this question every live stream, but when I first joined Vox, I was like not really a good video producer at all, and he treated me like I was a member of the team, and like everything I made was great, and would always watch straight through and like send me nice messages about it. Johnny has always had my back. His wife is super nice. His kids are amazing. Like if someone is being just nice to you because you're in their field and they view you as like a possible connection or peer at some point, or if they're nice to you because they see you as a human being and want what's best for you. And Johnny is the latter. He just is a genuinely extremely good dude. Let's see. My favorite compound lift. I'm really gonna do this. Am I gonna talk about lifting on the live stream? I love chest press. I love dumbbell chest press. It's my favorite workout. I love having big titties. It makes me feel really good to lift heavy things. It's also my strongest press. I have a very strong chest. Who am I? What have I become? Chest press and shoulder press. I just want people to see this part of me and think it would be a bad idea to fight him. That's my aesthetic goal. Just have someone be like, don't let him punch you because that would be bad. I have terrible squat. I have terrible everything else. I can't deadlift to save my life. Everything below the waist is weak as hell. But I want this part on a tank top to be intimidating, and that's my lifting flex. I'm getting better at like taking squats seriously, but though I often joke about being a bottom in my videos. I'm not actually a bottom. And so for squats, I'm like, ugh, why decorate the bed if no one's coming over? Like, like I don't know. It's effort for something that's not my strong suit. I definitely, as much as I make fun of Charlie Kirk, I also sometimes skip leg day. I can't believe I made the fucking overshare. Overshare. I'm sorry. If you want your super chats back, I understand. Oh boy. I also go to a very, very straight gym, very straight lifting gym. So it's like all these guys filming themselves lifting and like listening to rap music, and then me with my little headphones on listening to like Ariana Grande's SoundCloud Megamix, vibing at 11:30 at night because I go to the gym really late. It's a weird thing. I cannot survive in a gay gym. It's too much pressure. I can't take the pressure. I can't do it. But I do like going to a broy gym, being like, "Sup, dudes," and then putting my headphones on and being like, "The Venga bus is coming and everybody's jumping." Let's see. Can't believe I made the bottoming thing. Let's see. Was I leftist before Vox? I was a leftist before Vox. I mean, I've always worked in left-wing politics. I've become much more aggressively. I think I'm much more radical over the past 5 years, for sure. Like I was not a Bernie person in 2016, and this is not a flattering thing to say, but like 10 years ago or 8 years ago, whenever it was, when I was at my first job, there was a unionization effort, and I was like very anti the union. I thought it was like reckless and dangerous, and like was not down for it. And then changed my mind and decided that I was wrong. And then when I was at Vox, became like aggressively pro-union because we were unionizing there. But I used to be like I would describe like a pretty centrist-y, skeptical of like left-wing ideological commitments. Yeah, and I've swung much more left, obviously now, but people can absolutely change, and I definitely have changed pretty radically, and I would not ever lie about that. Like, I definitely went through a transformation and need to have people give me tough talks and be like, you're dumb about this. But yeah, my politics have changed a lot. So yeah, if I could go back to Vox, would I? Nope. I like being independent, and I like not having to answer anyone. And I don't think Vox wants to make the stuff that I wants me to make the stuff that I want to make. I would say things that I've had radicalized since leaving is I've sort of lost faith in the power of explanatory journalism a little bit. I don't think the issue in America is a lack of explanation. I don't think the information in our media ecosystem. I don't think the problem with our media ecosystem is like a lack of explainers. I think it's a lack of idea, lack of propaganda, lack of aesthetic appeals. So I don't think I would be using my time well just to explain something to an audience that wants to know a little bit more about politics. At this point, the details are not that important. The specifics, the wonkiness of policy is not that important. It's you need to get good at propaganda and making ideological arguments and catching a vibe. And I don't think a newsroom is capable of doing that right now. That's just me though. Like I have friends who are still at Vox and they make really good work. I should say, I don't think for me that's what I want to spend my time doing, or what I'm best suited to be doing, what I'm better at. I'm much better at appealing to someone's emotions than I am to appealing to their logic. When I was a debater in college, I would refuse to do research. I thought I was so dumb, and I don't want to do all this work. I don't want to have the latest evidence for everything. But I could really sell a dumb argument. I could like really fucking lay it on thick with an emotional ideological argument. And so I did really well my senior year in debate, not because I was doing any work, but because I got really good at just like reading a judge and making an argument that would appeal to them. And I think that's my style in video making too. I just like it's a vibe, man. It's all about like, do you make someone feel understood, seen? Do you appeal to their values? And like everything else is just window dressing. And I think a lot of times like explanatory journalism appeals to people for whom their identity or their vibe of themselves is like a fact-driven person. And so they like get off on knowing everything and like having all this information, but I don't think that they're actually that meaningfully moved by evidence a lot of the time. I don't think most people are meaningfully moved by evidence. They're moved by like shared humanity and pathos. Let's see. My speaker role in debate, I was double twos in high school, and then I was a second affirmative, first negative speaker in college. I love having the last word, and I love defending things and making like big ideological arguments. I don't like negating. So I love being a two-way. Let's see. Yeah, stagecraft is statecraft. I mean, Gates is using his argument for the wrong reason, but he is right. Like, fascists are right in their appeal to aesthetics. That is how you do politics well. They're just using it for the worst possible fucking reason, obviously, and like they're monsters, and have no interest in ever translating that into real shit. But yes, I'm definitely like, you need good counter propaganda. You just need propaganda. You need to admit that you have an ideology and then like make a case for it. Also, journalism that does not have an ideological viewpoint is just fucking like minute keeping. Who gives a shit how well you document the fall of the Republic? Journalists aren't going to have like this is like an old argument that I find boring now, but the whole like need to be neutral, just present people with the facts thing is like such a stupid old, such an old J school way of thinking about the world, and like, fuck that. It ain't me. How's that going for us? How's America doing right now with a serious journalism thing? Let's see. So I'm just reading through questions. Would you consider yourself a bread tuber? I don't know, Tyler. I don't think so. I'm never included in those like bread tube charts, even though I think I make like really political content. Whenever people post things on Twitter, like here's all the pictures of bread tubers, I'm never on there. I guess I feel a little bit insecure about it, but what I make is definitely bread tube adjacent. It's definitely just like Marxist propaganda, so But I don't think I'm considered part of the upper echelon of the inner circle of BreadTube, which is probably fine. I don't need people to like me just because I hang out with people that they like. I would hope that they like me just because they think the stuff I'm making is good. Let's see. Someone asked me earlier what my dating app of choice is. It's Hinge and Tinder right now, and I guess Grindr, if you can consider Grindr a dating app, which I do. But yeah, it's Hinge and Tinder. I tried Bumble, absolutely not. I tried Coffee Meets Bagel, absolutely not. And also, I don't even like these apps. It's a nightmare. Dating's a nightmare. I'm trying to be better about like meeting people and being better at dating, but it's rough, man. Being gay is hard. Being gay is hard. Being a gay person who goes to therapy is hard. Let's see. On my Hinge profile, I have a voice note. Hold on. Let me. Should I play this for the crowd? It's a way of weeding out people who I don't want to hook up with. But so I'm just gonna show you my Hinge profile. We're really getting into today, ladies. We're gonna bond. Okay, so my Hinge profile is a picture of me flexing because you got to show off the guns. Picture of me with my cat. The picture of a gay person crying because I feel like that's my vibe. But then they asked me for my voice prompt is I won't shut up about. And here, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I'm gonna play my voice prompt.
Cryptocurrency, NFTs, Elon Musk. I'm kidding. Could you imagine?
If you can't hear it, I say cryptocurrencies, NFTs, Elon Musk. I'm just kidding. Could you imagine? But I'm sure I've had some people who don't match with me because they hear me making fun of cryptos and NFTs. But fuck them. I don't. Could you imagine being on a first date with someone and like 45 minutes in, it's going well, and they mention that they're super into Elon Musk? Check, please. Fuck Christ. What a waste of time. Or someone being like, I think the answer to everything is just better technology. I don't want to kiss you anymore. You killed it. I'm trying to think what my last really bad date was that I had. That's a really horrific date. No, I don't have any really bad ones. I just, I know it's hard. Just like being sober, like you know if you don't want to hang out with someone again, kind of early on in the first date, and you can't power through it by getting drunk. So I find very often I have first dates and I'm like, that was fine. It wasn't bad. I just don't really want to see you again. Yeah, it's brutal. Brutal. Or someone feels like they know me because they've seen my work, and then it's a weird parasocial thing, and they want to talk about politics or being an online person, and I don't want to do that either. Someone's having dinner. Someone's enjoying his new food that I bought him today. I bought a $15 huge bag of cat food. I got upsold on the cat food, and he's vibing today. Let's see. My best day. I had a good day recently, like a really cute rooftop bar. It was fine. I don't know. Any date where the person makes me laugh and is like funny is a huge date. My type is like soft boy who likes callbacks. You can refer back to an earlier joke on the date. You're good with me. Callbacks, dumb shit posty humor, good listener, ask questions, and seems like they're not just repeating a type 5 all the time. Sweet spot for me. It's like be a real human. Have some softness to you and like be funny. Thank you, Jewish Jedi. Favorite Star Trek? I've never really seen Star Trek. I'm not really a sci-fi person. Honestly, I'm not even really a fantasy TV person. I didn't watch Lord of the Rings. Didn't watch Game of Thrones. That's not true. I saw Lord of the Rings, but didn't watch Game of Thrones. Don't love fantasy art unless I'm making it or it's a video game. So yeah, I don't know a lot about lore type stuff. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any like super spacey stuff. I hear Battlestar Galactica is really good. I have some friends who love Battlestar Galactica, but I've just never seen it. Am I polyamorous? I'm single as fuck right now, so that feels like asking, what's my favorite Olympic sport to play? I don't know. I have not qualified, so I don't want to start answering that question until I have a better sense of who I would even be dating. I don't have any aversion to it, but it's hard to answer that question in the abstract. Oh, hello. Someone wants to say hello? You're just hanging out. Albert is being curious. Come here. You want to come up? Want to come up? No? Want to come up? Come up. No? Okay, let's go on his own. He's teasing everyone. Let's see. How do I choose? Oh God, how do I choose what memes to use in videos? You want to know something fucking devastating that my sister told me yesterday? I FaceTimed with my sisters last night, and my youngest sister is in high school right now, and she said, a lot of your memes were funny, but there were a couple of your memes that made it obvious that you don't get your TikToks from TikTok. How fucking devastating is that? She basically said, you seem like the kind of millennial who gets their TikToks through the Instagram Explore page, which is 100% accurate. Devastating. Devastating. I died laughing, but that was, fuck. Got me together real quick. She did say that most of my memes, she said once, that what you're good at talking to people who are much younger than you are. And I was like, thanks. She's like, your sense of humor doesn't seem like you're as old as you are. And I was like, thank you, I think. Brutal. I do watch a lot of like TikTok compilations and shit posting things on YouTube and Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I do not have TikTok. I don't have the app. So she's absolutely right. I did not. I'm a trickle down bottom feeder, but I think I have a good sense of humor. So I use the TikToks when they're appropriate. I've been dying to use the Jesus Christ is Jason Bourne joke and the do I look like joke for a long time. So I was glad I could use them both in this video. But yes, I have a millennial sense of humor. I can't help it. Though I don't like care about my Hogwarts house and shit like that. I'm not a Disney gay. Some millennial stuff misses me, but I have a side part. Let's see. The Elon stuff is killer to me. There's something so like, dude, between the Elon Twitter stuff and the Amber Heard stuff, my like faith in humanity lately is so wrecked. Like I already don't think humans are great. But like the way that every platform is trying to push anti Amber Heard stuff on me, like gross fan cammy shit about Johnny Depp, really like humans never learn. Like time is a flat circle. We're gonna be hating women till like the day we die. And then the Elon stuff is like, how do you not, after 4 years of Trump, like how do you not know a grifter when you see one? Like, how do you still fall for this shit? It's the most low effort, like an idiot's version of a cool guy that every time I see how many retweets he gets, I'm like, I'm not triggered. I'm just like, damn, there's no hope for us. Like, humans are not going to evolve fast enough to get off the rock. Like, we're absolutely doomed. Really soul crushing. I just don't get it. It's like when you meet your friend's friend and you're like, do you not see that this person's bad for you and like not don't you see this person's an asshole and like kind of deranged? But you can't. Some people just don't have like the street smarts for it. Like they just don't have a sense for it. I feel like if you're part of a marginalized group, you have like a kind of like natural like guard up for who's trustworthy and who's full of shit. You watch a lot of Fox News, you have like a natural guard up for it, and like a grifter when you see one. But I can't imagine being at a political conference, for example, and like then running an ad for crypto and not being like, this is a scam. I don't understand anything about crypto, but I know enough of it to be like, that's a scam. That's a pyramid scheme. Like some people just don't have the they want so badly to be rich or to feel like they've outsmarted the system that they will look past obvious grifters just to be part of like, they just want to feel like they're part of the cult. It's so debilitating. I don't even really know how to talk about it in a video because I'm like, what do you say to someone who's really in the Elon Kool-Aid? It's not about his technology. It's about the aesthetics. It's about the vibe. This idea of being like some fucking hero who outsmarts the system or whatever. And it's like, it's such a middle school boy thing. It feels like oversimplifying to say it's a daddy issue thing, but there is something there. There's something about like wanting to feel special and like a good little boy, and the way that you idolize other like hard asses who are special and are different. And I don't know, time's a flat circle, man. Seeing the same thing over and over again really kills me. It's a bummer. A part of me is like, I'm just gonna make a video that convinces all of them to stop loving Elon so much, but I don't think I can do it. Like, I think it's a vibe thing. They just look up to him too much. But there's kind of grief around being like, no matter how long humans are alive, we will always fall for this type of man. We will always like be taken for rides by this kind of snake oil person. Anyway, let's see. Nicholas said the crypto people never got scammed on RuneScape, and it shows. Damn, put that on a shirt. Put that on a shirt. You need to be scammed as a kid so you develop better defense mechanisms as an adult. But these people were never scammed as a kid, and it's very obvious. Let's see. I really went on an Elon rant for a while, so I gotta scroll back up and read stuff. I did not mean to trigger a Johnny versus Amber debate in the comments. I do not care. I was just commenting that like the way that people are piling on Amber Heard is like we just hate women, and like it's the same thing over and over again, no matter what. Those of you who have stayed on for this long, thanks for hanging out. We're still at 278. Oh my god, an hour and 36 minutes in. At 9, I'm gonna shower and get ready to go to a Florence and the Machine themed drag show, which I'm really excited about. I've not been to a drag show in a very long time, and I'm very excited to. Florence and the Machine themed drag, girl, sign me up. Sign me up. I'm really excited about that. Let's see. I don't do live streams often because I feel kind of, it's very live streams are very seductive. Just like talking and having an audience give you positive feedback is very like, feels very good. But I feel like I'm going to use it to distract myself from starting to work on the next video. So I try to like do one live stream after I publish. Maybe I'll like play a video game next week just like for fun to do something that's not so high stakes. But yeah. It takes a long time to make videos, and sometimes I worry that people are like forgetting about me or something, or whatever, I'm gonna lose the audience. And I get that pressure to like always be publishing something, so people always feel like you're in their newsfeed. But I have to kind of accept a little bit that the nature of making a long, complicated video is that it takes time, and that I would rather do a long, complicated video well than have you feel like I'm always around. Obviously, I do. Part of me does want to like be around more and like be more ubiquitous, but I just have to kind of let that go. Can't do both, and it matters a lot to me to make stuff that feels good and weird and special. Let's see. Judah, the next video I think will be out in June, actually. I know it sounds really early, but I have already scripted it, and it's, I think, a much less intense edit. So I think it'll be out next month. It's really ambitious, but that's my goal. Michael, thank you for the super chat. Holy shit. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I will use some of that money to tip a drag queen tonight. So thank you very much for that. Fuck. Thank you, Michael. Elijah, you said you still direct some people to the Tucker Falls Consciousness video. I gotta say, the Tucker Falls Consciousness video, I think is the last video I ever made at Fox. Or no, it was the You're Still Watching Fox News video. One of the last ones I ever made at Fox, and you could see that I've been radicalized in that video. I'm using false consciousness and lay conversation. I'm making Marxism jokes. That was me already getting to much more to where I am now. But yes, I'm really proud of that video, and I think about it all the time. Let's see. Yes, Julia, that's the goal. My goal is that the videos stick with you for so long that you don't notice that it's been a couple months since I posted my last one. I mean, like, ideally, you want a video to really change the way that someone thinks about something, or to create something that's like kind of permanent in their head, either because it gives you a new tool of language or because it's just what you think. And so I'd rather have a couple of videos that you felt like a different person at the end of watching it than a bunch of videos where you're like, yeah, it made me laugh. It was kind of what I imagined you would say. That's it. So yeah, I hope that I bury myself into your brain while after you watch my videos. When I went back to my alma mater this past weekend, some of my coaches said they use my videos to teach things in their classes, which is like a real holy shit moment for me. Like it's wild to me that anything I say gets used in the classroom, but it makes me feel very, very good. I do much more care about people learning than I do about like anything else. Thank you, Jeff. I will enjoy the drag queens tonight. I hope they do Delilah or Third Eye, my favorite Florence, or the Florence and the Sheen cover of Stand By Me from the Final Fantasy trailer that came out, which I'm gonna walk down the aisle to if I ever get married. Everyone's being very funny in the chat. Sorry, I'm laughing at dumb things. Caitlin, no way. Caitlin, that makes me so happy. Caitlin says that she uses the hurricane video that I made at Box in your class. Thank you for saying that. I love that video. That video is so good and such a weird argument. And while I was making it, I was like, no one's gonna care. It did not even do that well when I published it, but that video is very good. I was really happy with both interviews in that video, so I'm glad you use it. That makes me so happy. It's like finding out that one of your less known pieces of art is hanging up in someone's house. Sorry, I just got very excited and nerded out. But that makes me really happy. I think I'm working on in therapy is being more willing to show joy when it comes up. I think as a gay man, but just also in general, as someone talks about politics, you're kind of incentivized to be kind of like snarky and grinny, but not really joyful and silly. So I'm becoming more aware of the moments that I hold myself off from joy and like restrain how I feel about things. I'm trying to be better about it, about being like, when you feel joy, show joy. Like be goofy. So you'll just saw me be very excited about something, very proud of something. I love that hurricane video, and thank you, Caitlin, for saying that. That made me feel very joyful. The super chats make me feel very joyful. I'm having a very joyful night, and I'm trying to not seem above it all in the sake of being like a serious person. Sumi asked, do I have plans on discussing communism, tankies, and scientific socialism? Probably not. It's not the kind of thing that I know enough to talk a lot about. And I don't like super theoretical things. And I think a lot of like the arguing between the different types of leftism is kind of above my head and not that interesting to me. So yeah, I avoid those kinds of debates. Let's see. Yeah, I'm glad that that joy thing resonates with some of you. I do feel like as a gay man, you are pressured to be like cynical and kind of like really unfazed by everything, especially in New York. I feel it especially like to not be childish or not be childlike. I get why it's like a good defense mechanism, and there's something kind of scary about letting someone really know what makes you joyful. But I don't know. I feel like the inverse of the existentialism thing of like making room for grief is making room for moments of silliness and childishness. And whenever my friends do it to me, it makes me feel close to them and make me feel like I love them more. So I should let myself feel joy more. Thank you, Jose. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Matt. I don't know how much money that is, but even if it's 1 penny, thank you very much. Matt, you've been a very sweet supporter of mine for a very long time, and I always love seeing your face and name pop up on my feed, whether it's here or Twitter. So thank you. Thank you. Next video is going to be about how will you pay for it, the we can't afford it / inflation scam, which I'm excited about. So hopefully you guys will find it exciting. And then there's going to be an Elon video and a free speech video, and then maybe another one if I feel confident enough to write it. It'll be very different and experimental. Favorite Final Fantasy song is probably Force Your Way from FF9, FF8, Force Your Way. Listen to it in the gym a lot. Oh, or Don't Be Afraid. Don't Be Afraid from FF9, also up there for me. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not a theoretical person. I just genuinely don't know a lot about it. Like, it's not my thing. I didn't really study it in college. I was studying like feminist political theory in college a little bit, and I like IR and stuff like that. But debates about leftism feel very lost on me. I don't know a lot about. I don't know enough to comment on it, and it feels like, to me, it often feels like arguing about what kind of ice cream you're gonna get when you find your way out of this desert. Like, let's relax. Let's figure out a way out of the desert first, and then worry about what kind of ice cream we're gonna get. But I feel more fixated on like what's happening right now. I don't think I'll mention Grimes in the Elon video. So she did follow me for a bit, and I wasted my chance to DM her and say, "What's wrong with you?" Savannah, thank you for the super chat. I'm trying to see if I yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it, and thank you for calling it consistent, because I often feel that I don't produce consistently enough. But I promise you, I'm always working on the next thing, even if it's just me staring at my computer thinking, "Oh my God, how would I make this into a video?" I am always trying to make something. So thank you very much, and I'm glad that you like it. Okay, it's 8:46. Should we do a last round of like ask? If you have any questions you haven't asked yet, politics the better. Though I will answer politics questions or like video questions, but let's just like pretend that we're on like a fun icebreaker, getting to know each other thing, and then we'll wrap up. And if I forgot anything, we talk about that. My little sister's in the chat and is trying to get me to say dumb things. So if you're still watching, just let you know that I see your chats and they're not going to affect me. And I love you very much. And I'm gonna kick your butt when I see you next. Thank you, Sergeant Toasty. I too, I really appreciate that. I'm glad you liked the video. I'm glad people like the video. I worked really hard on it, and I was having a panic attack when I was publishing it that no one was gonna like it. So I really appreciate it. I feel very like I have these. There's like the valley of despair in writing, where like when you're starting off on a project, you are super pumped about it, think it's gonna be great. And then you start working on it, and you're like, "This is going to be so bad. Oh my God, this is going to be so bad. I hate myself. Why did I do this? I should just quit." And then as you get close to publishing, you're like, "It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine." And publishing it, I'm in this stage now. Like, euphoria, that went well. My worst fears aren't confirmed. So I'm in a very good mood right now. And a week ago, I was like, "Why do I do this? Nothing I make will ever be good enough. I hate myself. This is a disaster. I should have quit 2 months ago." So I'm in the good phase right now. Favorite color is green, David, dark green. Favorite leftist music is probably Rage Against the Machine, or like La Tigra, like feminist third wave punk, or mashups like Physical versus Heads Will Roll, because it's leftist even if you don't mean it to be. Games I'm looking forward to, I want to play Triangle Strategy. I haven't played it because I've been working on this. I'd like to play Triangle Strategy, and my friend keeps getting me to play Kentucky Route Zero, so I think I'm going to try Kentucky Route Zero. I think I'm going to replay Pyre, too. Oh my God. Hirak, thank you. Thank you very much. You don't understand. This is like, this is reducing some of my anxiety about like the next couple months. Like, it means a lot to me. It's being independent and paying for your own insurance after taxes. It's been like a very stressful time. And I was expecting to get like $20 for super chats. This is like, I hope you know that everything means very, very much. I'm very grateful, and like it matters a lot to me. So thank you. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to read the other messages. Jeff asked, "How do I find a way to stay positive while the country is dying?" My cat's great. I let myself feel grief, and letting myself feel grief makes room for other stuff. I think if you're really wrapped up in denial and like anger and like fighting accepting what's happening, it's harder to let any joy in. So I think I stay positive by letting myself be very, very sad. Sometimes, a lot of the time. Tom says, "Do I subconsciously say, 'God damn it, Megan Kelly,' when I screw up?" I do say that. What a callback. Yeah. God damn it, Megan Kelly. I say that all the time. Let's see. Thanks. I'm glad you like the intelligence joke, the D&D intelligence stat joke. I do. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a D&D game with patrons at some point. Like I do love DMing, and it would be fun to DM for some people. And just like play a fun, silly one shot. I guess I'd be worried about someone trolly getting in and like ruining the experience for other people. Or like there are a lot of D&D players who just, even if they're not trying to be trolly, are very not fun to play with because they're like selfish or whatever, or like condescending or yuck people's yums. So it's hard to play D&D with strangers, even like if it's a Patreon thing. But I have thought about it. I'll try to figure it out. Let's see. Stardew Valley streaming. I haven't played Stardew Valley in a long time, Alex. I don't know. I was thinking of streaming Pyre because I really like Pyre, and I've been listening to the music for a lot lately to get in the right headspace for D&D. I like roguelikes. So maybe I'll play a roguelike sometime soon. What is a bottom? Come on. It's 2022. You know what a bottom is. You get the general vibe at least. By the way, a buddy of mine who has been helping advise me as I go to the gym, like be better at lifting, has found all these comments about my arms to be very gratifying. He's like on the moon right now because he gets to feel like secondhand praise because he's been the one telling me like, go up in weight, fix your form, all that stuff. So you should know that there's a gay guy in Brooklyn right now who's very pumped about you all liking my arms. Tio, thank you. I really appreciate that. God, I'm gonna make it rain on these drag queens tonight. I really appreciate that. I feel very undeserving of these super chats. I'm trying to just like power through it, but holy fuck, thank you all. Let's see. I think are we done with questions? We're just hanging out and being very sweet. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Olive. I really appreciate that. I don't know what to say. Sorry, I really didn't expect this, so I feel very overwhelmed. It's been very sweet. This is so not the point of this live stream, so I don't want to like fixate on it. Thank you, Sophia. I really appreciate it. I'm just very, very flustered right now. I'm glad you liked the video, and I promise I lots of me, and yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just mumbling right now. Okay. Getting back together. Have I ever played Slay the Spire? Yes, I love it. I love roguelikes. I played it a lot. Let's see. Would I go on Ezra's podcast to try to radicalize him? I don't think so. I don't think we see eye to eye. I think we're too deeply entrenched in our respective viewpoints, and I don't think I could ever change his mind. But I think he's a good dude, and I like him. I don't think I'm the person to change it. Digital Side Guy wants to know my process for drafting scripts. Changes based on the video. How to Be Hopeless went through 100 different iterations and like completely new scripts. This video had one script, and I basically just started writing it, and then when I felt like I was done with the argument, I was done. Critical Race Theory, I started off with 3 sections, and then fleshed out the bullet points for each section, found the clips, and then wrote from there. So it was like an evidence first kind of thing. So it's kind of guided by what I'm trying to write each time. The hardest thing for me to write has been one that was like How to Be Hopeless, because it's just emotional, and so there is no real logical order of arguments. The order of How to Be Hopeless is the stages of grief. So that's what ended up guiding me. But like, there's not really a good template for walking someone through like an emotional valley like that. So that one was a lot harder for me to write. And it was me just like fully writing brand new scripts each time. And the first version of How to Be Hopeless was like nothing like the one that you all actually saw. It was like very theatrical. It was just yeah, it changes each time. Thank you. We're muted. I really appreciate that. I don't know if I already said this, but thank you, Sophia. I really appreciate it. Alex, to power through the whole stream took me 2 days. I watched video on double speed. So I was watching, I had an Excel sheet open, I had a notebook next to me, and I was just listening, write down notes to myself as I was powering through it. And then once I was done, I went back and edited the parts that I wanted to grab. But it was 2 days of me sitting on that couch back there, eating delivery sushi. Because when I'm doing something awful, I'll treat myself to a nice meal. So I got Postmate sushi and edited it for 2 days at incredibly fast speeds. Imagine watching that James O'Keefe dance for the first time on double speed. Horrific dancing at fast speed. Betty Johnson coming out in double speed. Lauren Boebert screaming at you in double speed. I was freaking out the whole time. I looked like shit after that week. Let's see. Would I ever do a podcast? I don't think so. I like being on camera too much, and I like being told that I look handsome too much. I don't go out to gay bars a lot, and I don't interact with a lot of flirty situations in my day-to-day life. So, and I don't go into an office. So being told that I look cute means a lot to me. So that's because I'm 34. I just turned 34. So take what you can get. Take the positive comments on your look so you can get it. Let's see. Omega, thanks for coming by. Alex, would I ever produce anything fictional? I don't know. D&D scratches my creative itch a lot, so I kind of feel like I get all my fictional stuff out there. But I do feel like I'm a very good fictional writer. I am really proud of everything I've written in D&D, and do feel like I really enjoy world building. So maybe. I published the maps that I made for my D&D campaign on my Instagram, and I was really proud of those. So I like that stuff. And Jiminy, thank you so much. I'm glad that How to Be Hopeless helped you in therapy. It helped me in therapy too. It's the one video that I've ever asked my therapist to watch so that we could talk about it. And so much of that video is about what I learned, weirdly enough, dealing with a really bad breakup and dealing with losing my job at Vox. I was in therapy grappling with this idea of powerlessness and suffering, and how do you face a world that you can't control? And so that video was obviously about plague and stuff like that, but it's also about how I personally deal with suffering and grief and loss. And so it both helped me in therapy and exists because of therapy. And so I'm glad to hear that it mattered for you in that way too. Caitlin, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And thanks again for saying that your class is studying the hurricane video, because you might be the only person who still watches it, but damn. I rewatched it a few months ago and was like, this video slaps. I don't care what anybody says. Let's see. Okay, I'm wrapping up soon. Thanks. These are all very sweet. You are being very sweet. Have I done any videos on aesthetic politics, especially with gay culture? I've not done any videos really about being gay, because I feel like all my videos are kind of about being gay, but I don't really talk about the experience of gayness. Maybe I will at some point, but it also feels like not my wheelhouse in a crowded field. So I don't feel like I'm the right person to talk about gay culture. I made my chest red by scratching. Okay, all right. Let's see. There are all these questions about me leaving Vox. I promise you it's not interesting. I processed it in therapy. I don't really feel the need to revisit it, but it's a good segue to say that what I do know is I'm really fucking glad that I can make the stuff that I make now. I rewatched a bunch of my videos of going independent Tuesday night after I published, and part of me is horrified at how badly some of them are edited. The audio on some of these, the audio on How to Be Hopeless and the audio on Too Far Left is horrific. Holy shit. Thank you for watching those videos with blown out audio. And also a lot of my editing was really bad, but I am very proud of the stuff that I made solo. Really fucking proud of it. I rewatched the Why We Cling to the Police video last night and was like, damn, this bitch is really out here turning it out. I really feel proud of the stuff that I've made since going independent. And like, I say that as my own worst critic, as someone who, before I publish, hate what I've made so much that I cannot even watch it again. But I look back and feel like, yeah, only I could have made this. Like, this is really me. And I say that not to brag, but because I put a lot of work into those videos. And part what's awful about making them is that I care so much about it being perfect that I spend so much time agonizing over it. And that sucks. But also, it is a fucking blessing to have a kind of job where you can spend a couple of months agonizing over something to make it exactly what you have in mind. Like this head empty video, the final product is almost identical to the script, and it's exactly what I wanted to make. Like up to the outro video at the end, I was like, this is exactly how I wanted it to look. And it's a real fucking blessing, as awful as it is to make it, to have a job where you can say that. Like, I make what I care about, I take the time that I want to make it, and it's exactly what I want it to be like. And that would not be possible without y'all. Like, everyone who backs me on Patreon, those of you who sent super chats tonight, which is the first time this has ever happened, like, it is scary to be independent and to be doing this stuff. And often when I tell someone I'm independent, they're like, can you survive like that? And I kind of can't. Because of you all. So just to say, like, if you like the videos, I hope you know that I also love making them like a lot, and feel very blessed to be able to make shit that feels like it's exactly what I wanted. Like, I'm not making this for anyone except it's what I want. It's all to say thank you. Thank you. If I sound like I hope I sound like a broken record about this, because it's just fucking dope. I'm just an idiot who's like learning how to edit as he goes along, and it is unbelievable that there are enough people backing me that I can that I'm currently thinking about what's my next video, and not when do I need to get a job at Box again. Like, it's just not on my radar. So thank you for that. I'm really grateful. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Chamaisa. Hell yeah, communists working in tech. Let's just go. More communists in STEM. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Oh my God. I'm gonna buy you treats again tomorrow. The cat's completely in face. So everyone want to say good night to Albert. He's sleeping on his little bed down there. He's been very chill this entire night. He's living his best life right now. He's very happy. Thank you all, seriously. There will always be a part of me that just wants to live stream all the time and hang out with you all. And I hope you know that if I'm not doing that, it's not because I don't want to hang out with you. It's because I'm trying to make something that you all will find useful. So I'm going to go enjoy some drag queens and then start working on the next video. Oh my God, Lee, thank you. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a fucking great night. I'm probably going to stream a video game sometime next week. So if you want to see me play some dumb video game and be bad at it, do it. Oh my God, super chest at the very end. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Doppelganger. I care about you all very much. Be safe. Be good. Thank you. I don't know if I deserve all this shit, but I really appreciate it, and I'm trying to let myself just feel joy and thankfulness. So thank you, and I will see you all at the next upload. Bye.